ready? Everybody got it out?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to start my in-cab inspection. My seatbelt is not ripped or torn. It's properly mounted secured. It latches, unlatches, and relatches. I have a fire extinguisher, minimum 10 BC, fully charged, pin in place, and up-to-date safety inspection sticker. I have 3 red reflective triangles that stand on their own and are not damaged. I have spare fuses in my truck for each major component unless the tractor is circuit breaker equipped. Now I will begin my safe start. Make sure my brakes are applied, vehicle's in neutral, the splitter is down. I will turn the key to auxiliary. My ABS light should go on and off to show that it's working properly. It has not, it stayed on, so my ABS is not working properly. My foot on the clutch, turn the key on, foot off the clutch. I have a brake light on because my brakes are still applied. I will now do my gauges. My oil gauge idles between 5 to 20 psi, operates between 35 to 75 psi. It is currently at 61 psi. My water temperature gauge operates between 180 to 210 degrees. It is currently at 100 degrees. My voltmeter operates between 12 to 14.5 volts. It is currently at 14.5 volts. My primary and secondary air gauge operate between 120 and 140 psi. The governor kicks in at 100 psi and kicks out between 120 and 140 psi. The safety release valve opens at 150 psi to release excess pressure to protect the system. My windshield is properly mounted secure, not cracked or broken. If I did have a crack, it can't be longer than 1 inch and impede the driver's view. My seal is soft and pliable and does not leak moisture. I have no illegal stickers, but I do have an updated safety inspection sticker. My mirrors are properly mounted secure, not cracked or broken, and they are adjustable to the driver. I will do my vents. I have proper airflow to my face. I have proper airflow to my feet. And I have proper airflow to my windshield. My city horn works properly. My air horn works properly. My lights. My first click turns on all my lights except my low beams. My second click turns on my low beams. They should be working. Right turn signal, left turn signal, they are both working. My high beams are working. My four-way flashers are working. And I will shut my lights off. Okay, now I will do my tractor trailer spring brake test. I'm going to test my tractor first. For this test I have to make sure I have enough air, which I do. Vehicle in low gear, foot on the clutch. I'm testing my tractor, so I will release my trailer. Let up on the clutch till I feel a slight tug. There it is. Reapply my trailer brake, put the vehicle back in neutral, foot off the clutch. This test was successful because my tractor spring brake held the vehicle in place. I will now test my trailer spring brake. Make sure I have enough air pressure, which I do. Put my foot on the clutch, vehicle in low gear. I'm testing my trailer, so I will push in my tractor. Let up on the clutch slightly. There's my light tug. Reapply my tractor spring brake, vehicle back in neutral, foot off the clutch. This test was successful because my trailer spring brake held the vehicle in place. I will now do my service combination test. For this test, I have to make sure I have enough air, which I do. Vehicle in low gear. Hover my right foot over the brake. Release both of my brakes one at a time. And now I will let the tractor roll forward 10 to 15 feet. Foot on the clutch, come to a stop. Reapply my brakes. Vehicle back in neutral, foot off the clutch and brake. This test was successful because my tractor stopped in a straight line. If it had not stopped in a straight line, it could be one of 5 reasons. Cargo shift, lower flat tire, uneven surface, brakes out of adjustment, or suspension issues. Now I will do my applied setup. For this I have to make sure I have enough air, which I do. Put my vehicle in low gear. I will shut my truck off. Turn it back to auxiliary. Take my foot off of the clutch. Release my brakes. That ends my applied setup. Now we'll do my applied pressure test. For this test, I cannot lose more than 4 psi in 60 seconds in a combination vehicle, and I cannot lose more than 3 psi in 60 seconds in a single vehicle. So I have to wait for my air to exhaust. So that's pretty good. Now after my initial air loss, I will count to 60. There's my initial air loss. So to save time, I'll count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. My gauges did not move. Foot off the brake. This test was successful because I did not lose more than 4 psi in 60 seconds in my combination vehicle. I will now do my warning light and buzzer test. For this test, my warning light buzzer comes on or above 60 psi. I will now fan down. Okay, there's my buzzer. My primary is at 62 psi. My secondary is at 79 psi. This test was successful. I will now do my spring brake pop-out test. For this test, my trailer pops out first between 45 and 20 psi. My tractor pops out second between 40 and 20 psi. My trailer pops out first to prevent a possible jackknife. So now I'm watching my knobs, and I will fan down. Okay, I recognize they both popped out. My primary is at 30 psi, and my secondary is at 45 psi. So this test was successful because they popped out in proper range. I will now secure my vehicle, foot on the clutch, vehicle in neutral, foot off the clutch, turn the key off, make sure I have no power. This concludes my in-cab. Okay. So what I just did, you guys are going to have to do